This is going to be a quick guide on how to operate the STM-3PP Pinger Pole. I have the over-the-side transducer already connected to the device and it's sitting in a bucket of water. And this is connected in Sonar 1. Sonar 2 is where we connect the GPS device. I don't have this connected just yet, only because if I do have this connected and the unit gets connected to the PC, it behaves just like a mouse and it's just going to be clicking everywhere. And it's going to be very difficult to open up any COM ports. So I usually open up the COM ports first before plugging in the GPS device. On my left side, I have the GPS here, and it's the Pinger Pole, and this sits on top. So now I'm going to connect. Now I'm going to connect the unit to the PC, and the unit is switched off, but it still reads the COM ports. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Computer Manager and go to the Device Manager and my ports. So it should give you two ports. One of them is going to be the GPS, which is through the RS-232 cable, and the other one's going to be for the over-the-side transducer, which is through the FTDI chip. And normally, the FTDI chip has priority when it's getting the COM ports assigned. So this one usually this one's usually the FTDI, and 11 is going to be the GPS. The COM ports are going to be different, but just keep in mind that the FTDI usually takes priority than the RS-232. So I'm going to go ahead and already launch the application called Teraterm, which you need to interact with the GPS and the transducer. So the first one I'm going to connect is the GPS. So you need to go to your setup, and you gotta change the speed to 4800. Then I usually like to turn on the local echo and the transmit to CR and LF. Okay, now I'm gonna open up the next COM port. And this one is going to be the transducer. And the speed is actually pretty fast, so it's going to be 1152. And also I like to turn on the local echo for this one. And CR plus LF. Okay. So now I could go ahead and connect my GPS, my Pinger Pole, to Sonar 2. And it should start picking up. There you go. So that's what it should normally behave. So as soon as I turn on the STM-3 Pinger Pole, it's gonna take like 15 seconds to notice that the green LED is going to start flashing. So the pattern is 10 green LEDs, then it's going to turn to a solid orange, and that solid orange is going to be briefly on for a couple of seconds, and that's just charging the capacitor. Or just sometimes it would just immediately go straight to the pinging. So you can see that like every ping, the green LED turns on and it'll switch back to orange. And I have the sonar transducer here. I mean the over-the-side transducer here, and it's already pinging. Excellent. And for the sonar 1 on the over-the-side transducer, you could send the command cache B, 0, GI, and that, if you send that, it's going to reply back with its ID, and that's just to make sure that it's actually connected and communicating. During the pinging process, it won't display any data, but during the charging state, then it's going to start giving you the status, like a report of the charging status. So since this is working properly, I am going to turn this off, and you'll see that the orange LED will also flash like 10 times. So I have the AC that's gonna get connected through here. And I'm going to flip it to charge. I don't need to have these plugged in, but if you want to leave them in there, I guess that's up to you. But keep in mind, this will ping. So I usually just take it off. So it's normal if it does that. Same thing with the GPS, it will keep running even during charging. So I usually just also take that off since I don't really need it during the charging. And you could see here that once I already flipped it to charging, you could see this is the battery side, like the battery voltage, and this is where you're pulling power from. So I'm pulling power from an outlet, and it's about 4.5 volts. One thing to add, if your computer has never been connected with an RS-232 cable, which is for the Garmin, the GPS device, you might see a port with a yellow-orange triangle with a exclamation point in the center. That's just basically saying that you don't have a driver. So you could just right click on the port that has that exclamation point, and right click, and you could just update the driver and search automatically for drivers. This is going to search the internet for any available drivers. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn off my device. And that concludes the tutorial. I hope you found this useful. Yeah, thank you for watching.